These three Denver Broncos players could be cut. What's up, guys? Welcome to Denver Broncos Syndicate, part of the Sports Syndicate family of channels where we are dedicated to bringing you content about our favorite sports teams. I am your host, Gage Madrid. Before we jump in, guys, if you could just do me a big favor and smash the like button on this video as well as subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it. Those are two free and easy ways that you can help show your support, and it helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out to fellow members of Broncos country just like you and me. Entering this offseason, the Denver Broncos are sitting at about $12 million of salary cap to play with. Coming off of a 5-12 season, this team has got many needs and they're going to have a whole lot of holes that they're going to have to fill on this roster. Because of this, the Broncos are going to need to free up some cap space, and one way they can do that is by cutting some players. An article written by Clark Dalton of Yardbarker recently went over 3 candidates that the Denver Broncos could cut that would save them a pretty significant amount of salary cap space. The first player mentioned is guard Graham Glasgow. Denver's offensive line is one of the league's weaker units, allowing the most sacks in 2022 with 63. Over 15 starts, Russell Wilson was sacked a career-high 55 times, although some of those sacks were on Russell Wilson himself. Per over the cap, if Denver cuts Glasgow, it will save $11 million in cap space. That money would be well spent on impending free agent offensive tackle Orlando Brown Jr. of the Chiefs. He's a 4-time Pro Bowler. According to Spot Track, his market value is a 5-year deal with $22.5 million in annual salary. Now, if the Broncos were to bring in Orlando Brown, that would pose the question, what do you do with Garrett Bowles? Orlando Brown wants to play and get paid like a left tackle in the NFL, so therefore, Garrett Bowles would likely become expendable in that situation. But at the end of the day, when you have a serviceable left tackle in Garrett Bowles, I feel like it would be a little bit foolish to go out and spend a bunch of money on someone like Orlando Brown when you have other positions of need to fill, especially on the offensive line. We need to worry about right tackle, left guard, and center before we go out and try to spend additional money on a luxury player, in my opinion, in Orlando Brown. The next cut candidate that this article names is running back Chase Edmonds. The Broncos acquired Edmonds in the Bradley Chubb trade to add depth at running back after Javonte Williams suffered a season-ending ACL tear. But Edmonds battled a nagging ankle injury and only started 1 game. Latavius Murray became Denver's leading rusher with 703 yards. The Broncos should hold on to Murray, an impending free agent. He played under Sean Payton for 2 seasons with the New Orleans Saints. Also, Javonte Williams will return at some point in 2023, which will make Chase Edmonds expendable. Denver will save $5.9 million and incur no dead money if it cuts Chase Edmonds, allowing him to restart his career elsewhere. The same goes for Broncos cornerback Ronald Darby. Darby was a Super Bowl champion in Philadelphia, but injuries and other players breaking out prevented him from finding more success in Denver. The Broncos have a top-tier corner in Pat Surtain II, a 22-year-old coming off his first All-Pro nod. On top of that, rookie Damari Mathis showed promise last year, recording the 5th most tackles on the team with 65. With the emergence of Damari Mathis, Ronald Darby now becomes expendable. He has missed 17 games over the past 2 seasons with the Broncos, and his release would create $9.6 million in cap savings. Although decisions like this are never easy to make, I feel like these are 3 moves that could realistically be made to free up some cap space for the Denver Broncos. I'm curious, Broncos country, how do you feel about these 3 moves, and is there anyone else on the roster that you would think about cutting? Drop those comments down below. I would love to hear from you. Be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. And while you're at it, be sure to follow me on Twitter at Gage Madrid NFL for continuing NFL coverage. And for now, this has been another episode of Denver Broncos Syndicate. I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.